All right, ladies and gentlemen, the day has come, and we finally got the official teaser trailer for the One Piece live action series by Netflix. And yeah, there's been a lot of in the past of behind the scenes stuff, casting news, like oh this person is this character, a lot of that, but we haven't gotten any trailer video of that of sorts until now. A minute 44. Seems like a full trailer to me, but we'll take a dive in it. I am a hardcore One Piece fan. It is my favorite series. As of this point. At this ever since it first came out, really like it, of course. So when I first heard this live action thing, I've been remaining to be very skeptical about it, cautiously sort of like interested. I guess it's a good way to describe it. There's been a lot of backlash and stuff like that, but we'll see after this trailer. I haven't been able to fully judge on it until at up this point. Let's go. Oh man, I'm already seeing some things going on. Hold on, just a second here. Full screen, okay. Let me close some of these windows over here. There we go. It's happening, guys. We're finally here. Okay. There's Zoro. Okay, there's some. Oh, there's a Sea King. Oh, Buggy.
I'm sensing a little bit of tension amongst the crew. Not a crew.
Oh, he actually says it. Oh my god. Are they doing that thing? That writing that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So I definitely have a bit of mixed feelings right now. It's um haven't seen a whole lot to really like open the can, other than of course we have Luffy right here. Luffy looks fine. I know there's a whole complaint about his shoes not being sandals and stuff like that, his footwear. Yeah, because as you can see here, I think those look like full on like shoes or whatever. But that is for filming purposes, because doing stunts in sandals is dangerous, that kind of thing. That's why, you know, overall, I think it was for the best to just have shoes, which is definitely not something Luffy would wear. The live action Luffy, that's what we're gonna have to go with. So I'm definitely willing to overlook that. There's definitely other things to worry about. The locations look pretty cool, though. I will say, I do like the fact that a lot of things are pretty physical or practical. Now, yeah, it is kind of like hidden because of the bokeh effect. Um, and there's been a lot of like word that Oda was heavily involved with it. I know he was involved with the final calling of each cast member, so he did have a say there. But I don't know about the direction, like the actual filming of it. Likely not, right? So the director is different. Producer probably yes at best. But he did have the final call for the cast members. Some of the fighting is a little rough, I would say, though. I mean, there like that part, like the very last part of Zoro's attack right there. I mean, that does look like Zoro, like in the manga and all that, but um, I don't know if that really translates well on live action though. It does look a little strange. Nami right here. I mean, what could you do, right? I mean, girl with orange hair. You know what I mean? The Sea King looks actually not that bad with the CGI effects. With the water, like, kind of like drizzling down on the... Oh, there's Shanks right there. Yeah, I just realized. That's supposed to be Shanks. The water drizzling down on the monster does look pretty good for, you know, like a streaming... Um, within, like, I guess within streaming standards, or TV standards, I guess you'd say. There's Alvida. Buggy. Very, very brief cuts here and there of the villains. Or something of the villains. But we see Buggy definitely right here. That's supposed to be his hair, by the way. For those who don't know, only the hardcore fans definitely know about that. That's supposed to be his hair coming out of it, out of the hat. It's not like frills or just extra fur or anything like that. That's actually Buggy's hair coming out of there. He actually has long hair, which you do see later on in the Marineford arc, I believe. And then I do notice that Zoro already has his bandana on. Maybe it's like during the middle of the action, because Zoro only puts on the bandana when things are serious, right? Of course, pretty accurate with the swords, because at this time he only had 2 generic swords, so that's accurate there. And then, yeah, Luffy's dialogue, it's doing that, like, Luffy is, like, playing kind of like, a lot of the live action, or no, there's a lot of, like, modern characters today. Like, oh, I sense some tension between, you know, that kind of thing. Like, they, like to point out things to the audience. For the audience, maybe. Uh, it's just that modern writing today, and it works and doesn't a lot of times, you know. It's like it's either a hit or miss completely. And Luffy doesn't really do that in, of course, the anime or manga. Like, doesn't really point out things. Luffy likes to, like, go with his pacing. He, you know, very my pace kind of thing. You know, my rhythm, sort of. Most of the times. You know, the drummer. If he was in the band, he want people to follow his beat, kind of thing. I mean, he is a leader. You know, he's very confident and all that stuff. Adventurous, go lucky kind of guy. For the most part, but he does have his moments of, like, seriousness and wisdom and stuff like that. And he is wise more than people perceive him to be. You know, he on the surface he's stupid though. I mean, on the basic level he is pretty stupid. But there's Usopp right there. Oh wow, so they didn't even, like, bother with the nose. So okay, they didn't even like they didn't even, like, prolong his nose at all. Like, okay, that's wow. I didn't even, like, it like completely, like, flew over my head, because it was like very brief, to be fair. But Usopp has everything else, like the bandana and the hair and stuff like that. That's, you know, it's pretty close. Outfit, from what I can see, is okay, seems like, but the nose is definitely not there. Like, it's a completely normal nose. And Usopp, of course, has a long pointing nose, which is a part of his character, kind of like gag wise, right? So we're not gonna definitely see the gags involving with his nose at all. So what are they gonna make fun of him for, right? Like, you know, just him being a coward and stuff like that, or just gonna just completely omit that? They could at least give him a little bit of a prolonged nose, a little bit, and that could have been fine. But maybe overall, it just didn't work. Maybe, like, the nose they had for him just kept falling off or something, or just straight up it just didn't look good on camera. I don't know. Could have been one of those things. Oh, there's Luffy drowning and stuff like that. Sanji's there, so Sanji. Let me go try to go back and see if we get a good shot of him. Um. So okay, so he doesn't have the curly eyebrow, so obviously they're not gonna get every little thing. You know, again, that's like a part of Sanji's character a little bit, the swirly eyebrow. And Zoro makes fun of him for that at times. But overall, it's not like it's like a source of his power like that, just like with Usopp's nose. But it is kind of a prominent feature, like not only visually, but you know, like a little bit of their personality, I just say. And then like the gags, right? The gags definitely are gonna be omitted when it comes to these like physical features. But other than that, the hair, you know, it's supposed. I imagine it to be a little more smoother and a little more well kept than this, but maybe it's because he was in the middle of the battle with like Don Krieg or whatever, and Gin or Jin I guess whatever, depends on how you pronounce it, but like uh normally should be well kept, but maybe it's a battle thing. But the striped shirt, the suit, that's there, of course. Let me see if there's anything about his body. Not really. Yeah, that's different. Nami was never there for the Morgan fight. The Marines look way different too, cause the at least the lower like the what do you call it, the seaman or whatever, the first private whatever for Navy, but like uh the soldiers, the regular soldiers look quite different because they have sleeves, right? Like normally they don't have sleeves. They definitely have some other things too, like the ascot. I can't really quite make out the ascot. Um, oh, there's Usopp with his slingshot. Let me see if I can go back to that. But yeah, the Marines look different. Nami being there is very different. So there, it looks like they're like cramming a lot of things for the story. Because from what I've heard anyway, is going to be 8 episodes. So that's like quite a stuffing, right? And it's supposed to be the entire East Blue saga in 8 episodes. That is I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, they did have the ascot. Okay. And interesting, okay. Don't really see the guns or anything like that, so I was kind of curious of what kind of like guns they're gonna go with. Like I wanted to see if they would like go with like their own guns, or they're gonna like just use like a already produced gun, like a World War II rifle or something. Maybe like one of those like bolt action rifles, like a maybe like an Enfield or something like that, or maybe like even like a Mosin or Corcano or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any of the guns, if they even have one. Who's up in action? Oh, he has a shirt on. That's actually kind of a little strange, but all right. And then Sanji kicking. That must be full body. Yeah, that's like full body and like a generic pirate. I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely okay. So they have a flintlock right here. So it looks like they made their own weapons. Okay, so I'm guessing they made their own weapons. So it's not like a they're not gonna use any weapons to fill in the roles or anything like that. Yeah, full body. He's got the white striped suit on, the blue under like shirt right here. Right. From what I can see, the flintlock is pretty accurate or appropriate, I should say. You got the two hammers right here and stuff like that. For what it looks like anyway in that blurry shot, but yeah. And then you have Luffy doing the Gum Gum pistol, but he actually says Gomu Gomu no pistol, which that of itself is I did not expect. Yeah, Luffy also is wearing a shirt instead of the vest. So I don't know when this is taking place. Like maybe this is supposed to be like the final part of the saga or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, clothing aside, I don't know. I mean, the story, the flow of the story is definitely more important than anything. That's what I'm definitely most concerned about. Like, it's definitely I'm expecting for this to feel very rushed. Like, we're just gonna go through all the stuff very quickly. Like, Lady Alvida and Kobe and like, you have Buggy, Captain Crew, of course, and then you have Don Krieg, and of course Arlong. Right? Well, Arlong is one of the is like pretty much the final villain for the East Blue part. I don't think they're gonna touch upon Smoker, because I haven't I'd forgotten if they even casted Smoker or not. But I could be wrong on that. And then they have the scene with them crushing the barrel to like symbolize like they have their dreams, they're set on it. You know, they announce their goals. Oh yeah, there's Kobe right there. Pretty accurate. I mean, he's got the light colored hair, and then this is part where he actually says "Gomu Gomu no," blah 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 blah. And then the stretching. Oh, that's supposed to be Alvida. Okay, there's Alvida a little bit. We get a brief look at Alvida, and of course, I didn't expect her to be like ginormous or something like that. Any like the usual One Piece like proportions, something like that. I didn't expect that, of course. Oh, she has a club and everything, so they're accurate there. They're pretty accurate there, and they're pretty very much like paying attention to those parts. And then he also says it right here, like, oh, you're supposed to say the name of your attacks or something like that, and then he's like, no. It's almost like kind of like breaking the fourth wall. Like they're making fun of the trope of the animes doing the attack names and stuff like that. It's that modern writing, and I just it definitely like doesn't land well with me anyway nowadays. Like they've done a whole lot of that with Marvel and other such movies, and they kind of like run that sort of gag, I guess, technique or whatever you want to say, to the ground. That type of writing is definitely overdone at this point. We've heard enough of that. It's like, okay, we get it. Let the thing speak for itself. We'll make fun of it, right? But these movies and TV series and stuff like that nowadays have to be like, oh, look at us, we're making fun of it. It's funny, right? But it's not like the entirety of the dialogue, thankfully. And then, oh yeah, right. And we forgot to even show this part too. But it is August 31st. It's actually coming a lot sooner than expected. I mean, to be fair though, because we've been waiting for this trailer for a long time, and now we are starting to see it. I guess they wanted to like show the trailer and then like wait for a long time and then wait for the show to come out. I think that's it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on that part. There are things that I do like about it, like the ships are practical for the most part. Some shots are CG, of course, but like these shots right here with the pirates actually like interacting and stuff like that are practical or physical, I should say. And that I do like. I do like the fact that they did actually build these ships by hand, and that's actually pretty cool. Let me see if there's anything else. That's kind of funny. Like Luffy's on the ground with a marine. But yeah, Yeah, right here. Yeah, they're definitely going to like really rush through these One Piece villains, the East Blue ones, just to like really get through the story. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It looks like it's gonna be pretty quick though, because all of it's happening like all in like the same place. It seems like, at least, right? Like this is what I think this is gonna be taking. This is gonna be taking place on the island with Captain Morgan, the Marine officer. And then here, I think this is a different location, I think. But yeah, the Baratier is also built by hand. At least some parts anyway. And then the rest of it is going to be CGI. And yes, of course, the scene with Zoro being tied up and stuff. This, yeah, it's a little different, you know, because it's supposed to be, um, Zoro with the bandana on, but he doesn't have his bandana here. So yeah, just nitpicking at those parts, but yeah, again, I'm like, the biggest concern is the story rushing. Like I'm guaranteed it's gonna feel rushed. And oh yeah, so I believe people have been saying that this is supposed to be the Mr. Seven, the first Mr. Seven, which for those who don't quite don't remember or know, there is the Baroque Works, right, which is a big organization of bounty hunters and assassins, and they go by code names with, you know, like Mr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have Miss Monday through Friday or whatever, right? For the big officers and stuff like that. This was the first Mr. 7 before he was killed or defeated by Zoro. And then they have a different Mr. 7 who's like the sniper or whatever later on. But this is supposed to be Mr. 7. We never got to see this in the anime, so that's cool. This is supposed to be like in the past or something, I'm guessing. Yeah, we get a brief little look at Shanks. Right, so yep, so essentially that is it. Um okay, so it wasn't like a complete disaster, I will say, but there is definitely parts to pick at, you know, to make fun of or whatever. You know, some of like Zoro's wait, is he holding the sword upside down with his mouth? Because it's like the blade was pointing up. Yeah, he is. Okay, that's actually kind of goofy right there. I'm not sure if that was like an error or something, or I don't know. He's holding the blade up, so that means when he's attacking, moving forward, the blade is gonna be facing backwards. Okay, that's gonna have a goof there, but maybe it's for visual purposes, but I don't know. That might have been a goof right there. Yeah, the stretching effect. It's what I kind of expected. It's not like not the best looking, but what could you do, I guess, right? Because look at the arm too. Like it looks like it's completely straight when he's like winding up, right? Especially like not right here, but yeah, when he's moving back like that, it like doesn't like there's no like yeah, it's like all straight. But I guess that's because he's stretching out, but I don't know. In anime, sure, but here it doesn't translate as well, so you gotta like at least make it bounce a little bit, I would say, to make it less well, stiff, literally, but yeah, I mean, it just looks strange. It kind of like looks like a stick when you don't know the context of it, you know? It translates to like a branch almost, instead of a straight branch or a straight piece of wood, rather than like a actual like rubber thing, you know? And I know, and we're probably not hearing the sound effects and stuff like that, so that definitely is taking that away as well. So maybe that will be able to see or feel the rubber effect better during the actual show. So like I will like again, I will credit them for paying a lot of respect to the source material and stuff like that. Like the locations, the look of the ships, for the most part. But I think overall it'll perform like very similarly with like like the Full Metal Alchemist live action, maybe a little better, but it's just gonna perform like all the other like anime live action series that has happened at this point, and we haven't really seen much from those series like beyond their first showing. And there's a reason for that, it's just something we don't really need, and we just rather watch the anime and read the manga, and um, it's just what it is, man. But I will give it a watch. I will give this an absolute a fair college try. I'll probably like review this episode by episode, or maybe two at a time. I don't know. We'll see about like how I feel for each episode. Kind of like how I approached it with Last of Us, the HBO Last of Us. So we'll see. But this is One Piece, so I could probably make this episode by episode. So it's not that far away, so, definitely not much of a wait as much as like other stuff too. Yeah, it definitely felt like more like a trailer than a teaser than anything, right? Like I guess a teaser in some sense, but it just felt like a regular trailer, you know. So they could just call this an official trailer and call it in the end of the day. But yeah, I definitely do have mixed feelings of it. Let's take a look at the thumbs downs and all that stuff. So, yes, notable amount of thumbs downs. There's actually more positive though, which is actually kind of surprising. I thought it would have been a little more than that, but it looks like it's like a third or maybe like yeah, somewhere between a third and a quarter. So that's what it looks like to me from the visual bar anyway. Um, the first comment actually is surprisingly positive. It says the cast will probably get more attention for how well they embody the crew, but the show's crew, specifically the production designers, deserve a huge pat on the back for how good this looks. Yeah, the sets look really good. Like I definitely will give it that. And we've seen the behind the scenes stuff. They built it by hand. They definitely put detail to there. The colors, I forgot to say, the colors are pretty good, given how live action has treated these like things over time. Like a lot of us have been like gray or brown. This has like that warm color to it for the most part, but it definitely has like the colors. I would say for the most part. Um, Following the Tudum event, I understand why Inaki Godoy has been chosen to portrait our captain. His energy is something incredible. He does reflect Monkey. He calls him by Monkey. Monkey's personality, because Monkey D. Luffy. Personality. Wow, I do look forward to it. Still nervous about how this looks. I'm reading this right here. Still nervous about how this but this looks pretty decent for an action. Yeah, live action. I would say overall, it wasn't as terrible as I said myself, or I thought it was gonna be. So definitely beat my expectations, although they were pretty low because all the other live action stuff. I've been waiting for this ever since they announced the cast, and I'm just so happy to know that the cast understands how much One Piece means to us fans, and they love the series just as the same as we do. Jeez. I genuinely think it'll be fun to see One Piece in another format. Can't wait to see more. Let me see. Any other comments? Okay, here's a comment right here. This looks like such a genuine attempt to faithfully adapt the series, but that I can overlook any superficial aspects. I can even forgive the Party City wig they stuck on Nami. This looks like a fun show. I can't wait. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of nitpicking with the visual stuff. Um, there were certain aspects I thought were done poorly. The marine base looks a bit too computer generated. Although I've heard they are still in post production, fixing things up. This is only a teaser, so hopefully not too big of a concern. Luffy's lines about sensing tension is not very Luffy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm very much saying. It's that modern writing, right? Not very Luffy thing to say, but overall I am left with a more positive feelings than negative ones. I loved Buggy's shot. The Luffy line about teaming up with Zoro was delivered well. The costumes look good. Taz looked badass as Sanji. The tone of the trailer is what I expected. Hopeful and adventurous and exciting. The Sea King close-up looked good too. Yeah, I thought so too. I'm very excited to watch the show in its entirety. Also, a question. Does anyone know the music playing in the background? It was a good selection for this trailer. I actually wasn't paying attention to the trailer, to the music of itself. It wasn't like, oh, we are being played over the background or anything like that. It's very much looks like its own thing. I don't think the music of itself will be much until certain parts, like when they're like, set sailing, stuff like that. I think they'll play what we like a different rendition of we are or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. Looks promising so far. Seems like it has fun and takes itself seriously when it needs to be. Okay, that's a fair comment. Optimistically hopeful at this point. I'm really glad it looks like they're actually leaning into the goofiness. Let me see. So, yeah, I think it's not really like that bad, honestly. When it comes to the comments, looks like it's positive with a bit of caution. I think for the most part, or at least some degree of caution. I think that's appropriate overall. Like the general consensus is that people are cautiously excited or devilishly curious, and it's not like, wow, this looks really bad, this looks really awful, or anything like that. At least in the YouTube comments, I am curious as to what the Twitter comments look like. Let's take a gander at that. I know there's a long video, but I think it's definitely worth taking a look at just to see, where the audience is at with this. So this is from discussing film. Let's take a look at this and see what is happening here. There's one that's already pretty negative. I just don't know anymore. I just don't know. Maybe he has mixed feelings. I don't know. But shout out to Netflix for making Twitter replies unusable for the next year. I noticed that in the official One Piece, I think might have been the Netflix one, they did turn off the comments. I think one of them did turn off the comments. One of those accounts, anyway. It actually looks good. Okay. Someone's laughing at them. The One Piece is real. Finally. Let him cook. Okay. Okay, but like, I actually want to watch this. I don't know about the One Piece manga. It looks really fun. The CGI looks okay, but I think this might be the first good anime live action. Okay, so it's actually a lot more positive than I thought it would be in the Twitter comments anyway. Netflix won't stop until everything has a live action remake. This looks so goofy, I can't wait. If I never knew what One Piece was, I'd be sold low key. Dead on Arrival. Yeah, so it definitely looks more mixed. The acting has the same vibe as the live action Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop got canceled after one season. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There is that too. Visually, this is going to look great, but the acting will have no soul. Now we'll have to wait and see. Holy cow! I worked on this too. I hope it is well received. Oh wow. Okay, so what did he do? Looks like he did like the 3D stuff. Data processing. Okay. I worked on a very small part of it. I don't know how much don't know much about One Piece, but it looks interesting. I'm going to have to watch the anime now. Okay, that's interesting. The story was never meant to translate to live action. I will, however, watch it and will giggle the whole way through. It's going to uh, most likely be bad. Most likely to be bad. But I really like the cast of the people trying to watch them embody the ridiculous world of One Piece. I'll definitely watch in Japanese audio. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Need to do that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. I didn't think about that. Watching in Japanese and stuff like that. Hold up, that punch looks like it would knock someone's head off clean. This looks so bad. Look how they massacred our boys. Um, will this break the bad adaptation curse or be another Cowboy Bebop? Yeah, that's a good question, man. This looks so horrible, but I'm still going to watch it. Yeah, that's kind of the consensus, right? Like for at least one part of the audience, anyway. Okay, let's read the last comment, and I think this is a kind of an interesting one to wrap it up with that. Visually, it looks good. I just can't get past the logic of why do it. It is the peak of two mediums. It doesn't need live action to reaffirm that. Oda wanted to reaffirm that per his own words. This is what he feels he may be his chance to bring One Piece to the broader world. He was hands-on with the casting and story. If we have decent CGI and fight choreography is good, we may have the first good live action anime live action TV show. Yeah, that's fair. I can see why he/anyone would want that. I rescind my statement. Yeah, I mean, it really is a matter of what we gotta take a look at it for the final product and see for ourselves and see how we feel about it. Again, just to give my overall thoughts about it, I am mixed, but it definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's my honest opinion about it. Yes, there are things to pick at, and there are things that don't look as good and stuff like that, and then you can call it bad. And I do understand that for some people it looks terrible. It's just the live action, in my opinion, it isn't really needed. But in Oda's mind, it could be an opportunity to like bring more attention to other parts of the world, right, or other parts of the consumers, right? So it makes sense from his perspective, in my opinion. But I think overall, me as a consumer of One Piece, I definitely think this wasn't needed. But now that it's here, I'll give it a watch. I am kind of like devilishly curious and also cautiously kind of excited to just see how it plays out, right? I'm gonna give it a fair review, give this a fair college try, all that stuff. So I want to give this my time and see it through all the way, and then give my honest opinion about it throughout all the reviews I do for this Netflix series. So that is my sort of opinion overall with the One Piece Netflix live action show. What do you guys think of it? Please leave those comments down below. I'll love to read them. Don't forget to hit the like, thumbs up, whatever. Hit the subscribe button. Maybe join the channel membership. Consider all the links in the description below. including Rogue Energy. I have the coupon code for it. Just click on the link, use the coupon code, and you'll get some awesome energy. And you're probably gonna need it to watch through this show, whether it be really boring or something to keep up with the show, right? To keep up with the show's energy, right? It could be the most energizing thing, or it could be the most boring thing, because that would be kind of weird because they're gonna rush through the story. So, how much filler is it gonna be? How much context is gonna be missing, right? We'll have to wait and see, because this is only gonna be, I think, 8 episodes. And they're trying to cover the entirety of the East Blue arc into those 8 episodes. Man, that's probably gonna be honestly like the most worrisome thing for me anyway. So, but again, it's coming closer, and we'll eventually experience it. So that's it from me. And my reaction for the One Piece trailer. It definitely is going to be an experience one way or the other. So yeah. All right. Thank you very much, and hope to see you all in the next video. Sean out.